Hello and welcome to another World of Tanks replay. This time I am not in any tank, it is Lego Gunny who is in his ELC, AMX, BIS as it's called now in the new patch. It's also now in HD, which is not too bad at all. The reason I'm showing you this replay and not one of my own is that I got this sent to me by him for review. As you may remember, I had a review thread or a review video yonks ago, and now I'm reviewing this, and I thought I would take it up on my YouTube channel because there's something I can talk about in this. Because he does something right here in the beginning that is up for... It's not wrong what he does, but it's up for discussion. So I'll just play the first minute, half minute, and then I'll discuss it why whatever he did was wrong or could have done differently. So, and as we can see, he's platooned up with his friend Drodos. I'm sure I'm maybe mispronouncing everything now, but Drodos is in his other AMX ELC, and then he has I'm a Tank in the M4A3E2, or Sherman Jumbo, also known as that. But yeah, already now he's making the mistake, or not the mistake, just the thing that you can consider. And since I'm a big light tank driver, I have high standards of people whenever I see them in light tanks, which is maybe a bit unfair. I'll pause it as soon as in a moment he will stop behind this bush here and just chill. And what he's done here is not wrong. Let's see, parks here. Okay, now I'll pause. Okay, so now he's found this position over here where he's sitting and he's ready to shoot down the 1, 2, 3 line in this ELC AMX. He has binoculars, so he could move up into the bush here, as you can see, and make these two bushes transparent so he can spot for himself, but he's reversed up a bit to be double bushed and therefore hidden. It's not a bad thing to do at all, but this is where I have an alternative solution. When you're in a light tank, consider that you are a light tank, also known as scouts, and it's your job to get information about the enemy team movement. And on a map like Redshire, there's I wouldn't call it overpowered because it's just overused, that term, but there's a really strong bush located over here at F9. If you watch some of my videos from this map, you can see that I use it all the time. Whenever I'm in a medium or light tank, I always go there, because you can see everything that moves across this open space over here. Actually, I'll enhance the minimap a bit. There we go. So you can see over here, the bush is right next to this rock. You see here, so you need to sit here, and then you spot everything that moves here, and you can spot if their scout in this bush is firing. And especially if you have binoculars like Lego does, then you can really spot well. You don't necessarily get spotting damage unless you have a friend sitting here shooting across, or arty. But you get to know what moves over here, and it's valuable information, because then you can go, okay, if they have 8 tanks moving down here, you drive out, and you can then clean out the west. And if they have nothing here, you can then help your heavies push in and clean that side, and then you can box them into this area. So for him, and his friend for that matter, to just drive straight over to a bush as a TD makes me a bit... Well, again, it's not a mistake, it's just it made me a bit sad, because you are a light tank. I know this is excellent matchmaking for ELC. I mean, it's fantastic, but that doesn't mean you should give up your scouting duties, because scouting wins games. Well, rather, scouting will win your game. Christ. So, just, that's the major mistake. Again, it's not a mistake, it's just the major thing that I would have done differently in my ELC. Because in the first 2 minutes, people don't push down here that often. They usually sit here or a bit over here and just chill, so you might as well start the first minute here to spot everything that moves across here. And this works as well in both standard and in counter. Just sit here for the first minute, see what they do, and then go, okay, cool, and then drive over here. I've done that so many times, especially in fast tanks like ELCs, other scouts, and bat chats. Just chill here, and then you're like, okay. You can even sit and just take one shot into the side of an enemy before you fall back, just why not? So shoot and then immediately fall back without waiting for 6 cents. and then drive over here with your friend wherever you want. Because as you'll see, now I think that was the size I had. But now as you can see here, he's sitting here and a minute has passed and he's just moving around, looking, not doing a whole lot. Oh yeah, and another small mistake, I don't know if you noticed, but whenever his binocs activate, he twists his tank just a teeny bit. And that's not how you need to sit still with your binoculars, otherwise they don't work. And in a tank like the ELC, try to avoid moving your tank as well. But that's just a smaller thing. And see, now you have played 1 minute and 30 seconds. They still haven't seen any action, and you could have spotted the whole eastern flank. I know that your team has nothing here, but you're an ELC, so sitting here and just spotting what they have and then driving off will help you later, because then you know what to expect, or what not to expect rather. And I don't know what he's doing here. I think he's typing, because this is a weird position to stop. Oh yeah. A little friendly banter in the chat. And here he did it again. I don't know if you noticed it, but he does it throughout the game. He sits, and then as soon as his binoculars activate, he twists his tank just a teeny bit, even though there are no one to shoot, or you don't have anyone to shoot at, which is peculiar. It defeats the purpose of binoculars. And here he does something good. He decides to shoot the Crusader instead of the T-150, and it then bounces off the side of a Crusader. Yeah. I mean, RNG is RNG. And now he's spotted because of the T-34. He's a bit lucky here to not get absolutely hammered to death. And there you notice he used auto-aim, which is a good thing, because then you can just... In an ELC with this pen at this tier, with this matchup, just auto-aim stuff, it's not a problem. Especially lights and mediums. I don't know if it's the replay, now I'm actually doubt, but it's consistent whenever he is about to move, or whenever his binoculars are just activated, he moves a bit. And I don't know why he knocked that tree over, maybe he was considering to push in, but I mean, it's not a big thing. But now he decides, now he's had enough and he wants to go in, which I think is a good idea. ELC is best to do hit and runs. Hit and run. So like here, Crusader, auto aim, pop over. Oh, he died, but do the hit before instead. And we just keep driving. I mean, this is what the ELC lives for. It's so tiny, just doing this. And here he's coordinating with it. Like this bit here, he does well. When he actually decides to go in, he does it well. He wasted a lot of time. Here he's a bit lucky, because he's right in front of the ELC, but he managed to get on the side of him. And then his friend kills the ELC. That was a bit lucky, but it worked. And as you can hear from the replay, he's using a lot of auto-aim, which I think is a good thing. It allows you to concentrate on driving, as I just mentioned. And again, that was a bit lucky, but I would have waited until I was closer to fire that shot, because the reload is so long. You might as well get all the way. He wasn't looking at you, so you might as well drive all the way up to him and slap him in the face. So that was a bit of RNG. In the ELC you want to minimize the RNG if you can, as much as possible. And this is his 8th tanker game, so now that he started to move and play the tank, he does quite well, as you've noticed. I think he gets 6 kills, I can't remember. But it was that bit in the beginning that was the reason I chose this replay, or rather that I chose to upload it on my channel. And again, he's lucky, but I mean, I would have shot there as well, just for shits and giggles. And then his friend doesn't hit point blank almost. That was straightforward. Now there's a bishop, Here he stops, which I don't get. You're so far away. The bishop has a really narrow gun arc, so just moving across his gun arc would have been more than enough. Because here he sits and stops. Oh, this is another... I don't know why. I'll just pause it. He gets shot by the bishop and tracked. And he then rushes his shot. You might as well... The bishop fired, you have 9 seconds roughly, so aim for 6 of them. So you have a higher chance of hitting, instead of just rushing it. I think he was afraid of the 13 f3 to shoot him. But I honestly... from what I could see, it's hard to see now, but it doesn't... I can see it, but I don't think he was looking at his direction. But I mean, it's a smaller thing again. Now he's aiming. Now the bishop has just given up on life. An Amarak, why not? But yeah, I picked this replay to talk about when to scout, which you should basically do at all times, especially on a map like Red Shire where you know that there isn't a lot of action for light and mediums until later in the game, so you might as well. If you spawn north, go to the middle bush. You can see it from here. See if I can. That one next to the house. And when you spawn south, you go to the bush next to this rock here. And you can just spot and go like, cool, they went there and there, cool, and then act upon it. And then as soon as he actually started to do something, it went well. And as you can see, he got 6 kills and quite a lot of damage and for an ELC. So I mean, it wasn't poorly played. It's just, and it wasn't wrong to go down the one line. But don't forget, you are scout tank, so you might as well scout. I mean, it's not a pointless thing to do. It is a thing that can win you games. I've played too many games where I have had a ELC, or not ELC, sorry, a light tank on my team that was keen on just damage farming instead of scouting. And that has sometimes lost us games because we didn't know what the enemy was doing before they did it, and then we got cap rushed or whatever it might have been. So yeah, I mean, just keep it in mind. Of course, if you don't know where to scout, just be careful. I'm not asking you to sewer scout, because that's even worse almost. But just consider to actually scout in your tanks when it's a map that doesn't have any key locations you need to get to. Like, as an example, Mines on Hill, the hill on Mines would be a place where you just go instantly, because then you can scout from there. Karelia Hill would be another example, but maps like Sand River, El Haluf to a certain degree, Red Shire, Prokhorovka, Malinovka, all of those, there are some quite good spotting bushes you might as well use while the team moves out. But yeah, anywho, I think you all get the idea now. So I'll just say thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, you're free to ask away down below as always. And I have some replays lined up that I hopefully can upload during the coming week. But we'll see. And those will be replays from myself. So, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it'll pan out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and especially hope you enjoyed it, Lego, and you learned something from your ELC play from me. And yeah, again, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the battlefield, and if not, then I'll see you for my next video. So yeah, I will say bye bye and go bye bye.